Hello, my name is Russ Merrick. I'd like to welcome you to the manufacturing facility of Merrick Machine Company here located in Alden, Nebraska. Today what we have for you is the rake wall table, rake wall or slash balloon wall table. Have it behind us. We're going to go through and demonstrate how that actually operates, some of the key functions, things to look for as far as benefits and options that are available with this model that you can buy in addition to it. We're going to go ahead and go through some of the features, build a wall for you, and demonstrate how this machine works. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to start out. I've got two operators here. They're going to go through and help me out. Tom's the first gentleman that's coming in here. He's going to assist us, and we got another gentleman on the opposite end. Okay, gentlemen, let's go ahead and start out. First thing that's going to go on, we have a rack and pinion gear system on the far end of the table. It's built similar to our Gen 2 series equipment, so a lot of components are interchangeable, which is a true advantage to the customer to have interchangeable parts. The rack and pinion goes back and forth. We also have a blower system. The blower system itself actually blows all the debris out of between the rack and the pinion, which is very beneficial, keeping everything square and rolling freely. Where Rod's right hand is, there's an electric switch. That electric switch indicates in or out as far as moving the table for the entire width of your rake wall. He's going to bring the table in and go through a few things. While Rod's moving the table in, I'm going to show you a few other features that we have going on with this table. One of the things we do, once the table's all set up, we go through and anchor the machine. After it's been shot in with the transit, we have a leveling foot system that's fairly unique to Merrick Machine Company. We take a 1/8 bolt, drill a hole through it with a pad, and there's a hex head cap screw on the top so we can tighten it all down and level an entire table in place. It actually goes in this location. We supply anchor drills. All we ask you, the customer, is supply a transit and a hammer drill and a 1/2 inch masonry bit in order to get that accomplished. I'm going to talk about this end of the table real quick. This is our pivoting end, which is beneficial for your pitch. What are you trying to get to? And it rotates left and right. Tom, you want to go ahead and unclamp it, if you would, sir? And just to show you, go ahead and let go, Tom. Jump out of the way real quick. As you can see, it's real easy to move. Just got a couple fingers on it. Moves nice and easy. Not a big problem at all. Tom, you want to go ahead and lock in the clamp over there. We've got a little lever valve that's air operated. Tom's identifying it with his right hand there. Go ahead and flick it down, Tom, one more time. Okay. Makes it nice and easy adjustable. You can move it. Go ahead and lock it into place, Tom. As soon as you activate it, we've got 4 pancake cylinders located on the bottom of the machine on the T assembly that we have here. And once it's locked into place, it's pretty solid. It's not going to go anywhere, okay, gentlemen? That's the key to what we're looking for here. Next thing you ask is, how are we going to get this position to get our pitch? Well, what we have for you located, we've got an angle iron protecting some decals that we have marked out on the framework. And you're going to have a 12-12, a 9-12, and so forth. All your pitches are identified here in even increments all throughout. We go clear out to 0 and beyond to the other side. So if you're going to go from left to right hand. Now, what do I mean by that? Tom, you want to go ahead and unclamp it? You got it unclamped. Let's say you wanted to go to a 12-12 pitch. You would actually identify, we've got a red arrow here. Can you pick that up here, Dave? There's a red arrow that indicates where you're supposed to put the edge of this block in relationship to our decal. All you have to do is line it up, lock it into place, lay in all your components, and you're ready to go. Deactivate the air valve, push it out of the way. You want to do a right hand, for instance. Get it where it's supposed to be. Utilize the pointer one more time and get it on the pitch that you're desiring. And once again, lock it into place. And there it is. Feel free at any time to go ahead and scribe marks on the framework for specific pitches that you guys are looking for and stamp it if necessary. Okay, she's unclamped. I'm going to get this into a 90-degree position here real quick, and then I'm going to go through a couple other features for you before we begin doing any operations on this. We've got some holders right here. This is a nail gun carrier, we call it. There's actually 2 of them on the main portion of our pivoting end here. And take your clips of nails that we have, slip them inside there, so it's real easy access for the operator. The other thing we have going for you here, we've got a pneumatic nail gun. Got a coil hose attached to it, and we've got a little hook device, as you can see. It's at 90 degrees. It actually hooks on either one of the two nail carriers. You can slip it on. The gun reaches from left to right quite nicely. Okay, real quick here, Tom. We've got a special option that's available. Go ahead and lift that up, will you, Tom? Go ahead and stop it right there. And you're looking at this, what does this do? This actually pivots up and gets out of the way for the operator when you're trying to unclamp the wall or remove it or put sheathing on. But for the most part, we'll demonstrate this later on. When your studs are in place, this is a nail deflector. It's more for safety. So if a guy happens to overshoot for some reason, he won't hit the gentleman on the opposite side, okay? Now the other side has an automatic tool dolly, which is real familiar to a lot of our Triad customers. The auto dolly itself, all the nail guns are placed specifically. Everything's adjusted in, so you don't have the problem of trying to misfire over the material. Really nice tool. It's air operated. There's no electricity involved in that dolly whatsoever. Hey Rod, you want to go over and move the dolly back and forth real quick? It's on a rail system. The rail system is our rail system we've been using for over 25 years here at American Machine Company. Rolls nice and smooth with very little effort. You can do 2x4, 2x6, 2x8. Those are the features that we have available on that particular model. Okay, Rod, go ahead and go back. Next thing I'm going to show you, we have stud locators. These specific stud locators are round, which you'll see momentarily. I'll go through that with you in just a minute here, after we proceed building a wall, and demonstrate how they work. For the most part, each of the stud locators has a handle on the outside, and you can move them back and forth wherever you'd like to go. Lock it into place, and away you go. We have the same thing with our cast iron flippers on the opposite side. Set them, depending on your wall that you're trying to build, your rake wall. Lock all the handles down into place, and you're ready to go. Laying your studs in between the two flippers. If you've got two studs side by side, the flippers do lay down, and all your studs are on the flat working surface. This is what we call a center support bar. This main area in the center, which I have my right hand on. The center support bar is used to take the sag out of the material because it's going to bend depending on how long you're building the wall. Let's say it's 16 foot, for example. You need something to support the material. Next thing we have for you is a Select-O-Matic scoring stop. Select-O-Matic scoring stop has a series of holes that are drilled in the plate. Each hole represents 1/4 inch increments. And all you have to do is, and then every inch is identified with a stamped mark that's identified in white. And that'll tell you inch, and you can go from there with 4 digits. Ideally, figure out where your first wall is, put your stud up against the scoring stop, not only on your center support, but also on your main adjustable fixed end of the table. Laying your first studs after you've positioned your pivoting end of the table, and start framing your wall off. Okay, gentlemen, go ahead and grab some material. Grab some material, we're going to lay it in here, and while the guys are laying it in, I'm going to go through a quick feature that we have on the center support bar. Number one, you'll see excuse me Rod, go ahead and put her in here. The center support bar that we have here, you'll see one that has a lot of flippers on it. We have another one that's offline, we'll show you here in a few more minutes. The one that's offline has no flippers on it, it's just for support to take the sag out of the material that you're having on there. Here, we got the wall all clamped up, laid in all our studs. Next thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and fire off the adjustable side. On my right, go ahead, sir. Fire up that side of the wall, demonstrate how the dolly works for the customers. For the most part, you take the nose of the tool, line it up with your stud itself. Go ahead, Rod, go ahead and fire the whole wall off. We have a down clamp that comes in, flushes up the plate and the stud simultaneously. All you do is line up the nose of the tool with the stud, fire it through the plate and into the stud. Go ahead, Rod. Comes down nice, efficient, and fast. There's other adjustments on the dolly if you're going to do 2x6 and so forth. And there you go. Comes in, flushes them up, drives it right in place, and away we go. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a hand tool. We'll nail this side. Go ahead, Tom. Pick up the hand. No. Yep. Go ahead and lift up the guard. This particular option, as you can see, just hinges right over the top. All this is going to be done simultaneously while the other side's being framed. This side will go on at the same time. Okay, Tom, go ahead and pick up your nail gun. Go ahead and fire off this side for me, sir. And we'll get rolling here. Great. After they're done building this wall, we'll go ahead and unclamp the table first. You'll always have to unclamp it. Lift off the wall. You're either going to go from left to right and take it to a different position. If you're going to build another wall that's identical, but it's left hand, for instance, what you'd want to do is remove this wall, then go ahead and reset the table once again. You still have the calibration down here on the main portion of the frame. Utilize your scale, turn the whole pivoting system the other way, and reset it once again, lock it into place with the air cylinders, and away we go. And now go ahead and start building your other hand, okay? All right, gentlemen. First thing we have to do is take the guard out of the way. Got her, Tom? Just pivots right out of the way and sits down. Okay, go ahead and open it up, please. Okay, the wall is unclamped. Great. Ideally, all you have to do is open it up about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. It's usually all that's necessary. Okay, guys, you're going to need a hand here. Let's go ahead and pull this off. Bear in mind, gentlemen, most of the time these walls are going to be considerably longer and heavier. As you're going to be framing at this station, make sure you have plenty of manpower. Think of their backs, will you please? The gentlemen are doing it. Next thing we have for you, as I mentioned before, I'm going to go through it one more time. We've done this hand, we want to do the opposite hand, okay? Unclamp it. I'm going to move it back down just to the opposite, utilize my pointer and my scale system down here on the lower frame, lock it into place. Now I'm set up to do the other hand, lay in the studs just like before, okay? And on this side of the table, we also have 2 Select-O-Matic scoring stops, black ones. One's right in front of the tool gun, nail gun. The other one's on the center support bar, okay? You go ahead and frame it off. Hey, Rod, you want to go ahead and open this table up for me, sir? While you're opening it up, I'm going to go through a few other features. What I'm standing on right now is a floor grate system that we have. This enables the operator to walk back and forth at any given time, not worrying to have to walk over things. As I go further into the table, you'll quickly see that our entire table system has this floor grate all the way through it. We do that for convenience and safety. It's also easy for cleanup as far as debris and so forth that goes underneath. Use an air wand, get it out of there. All these grates themselves actually lift up. They're not locked down, they're not bolted, they're not welded. Each one can be picked up and removed from the table, okay? As I mentioned, the center support bar, they're all adjustable. They can slide back and forth on the table. I'm going to walk over here, show you our other style center support bar that's available for you. This one's real simple. There are no flippers as you see on the previous one here on my left-hand side. This one's just for supporting the material itself. If you're going to be framing or climbing on top of the wall after it's framed and so forth. The additional ones are available. You need to talk to your salesperson. We can quote that for you. Once again, all these are adjustable and they also lock into place. We have a ball detent pin system that actually surrounds the channel and piece of flat iron that we have here and locks the entire unit into place. Stops it from sliding back and forth, and it also stops from somebody from knocking it over, okay? If by chance it gets bumped, the guy throwing a stud, for instance. Rod, you want to go ahead and open it up all the way a little bit further? We can do up to 30 feet in length as far as the total pitch. If you're at the maximum extreme, once the table's opened up to the far extreme. We also have an FLR air filter system on our table, and we have a quick disconnect. This machine is run off 120 volts. We just have a little pigtail. The pigtail and the air hookups are all located at the pivotal end of the table. And all the hose management system runs underneath the grating and is all secure and protected by the grating itself. Real quickly, this is a quick overview of our rake wall table manufactured here at Alda at Rake Machine Company. If you have any questions about this table or any other interest, please call our 1-800 number It's 1-800-568-7423. Ask for our sales department. Extension is 133 for our sales coordinator, and extension 126 for our national sales manager. Once again, my name is Russ Merrick, and I would like to thank you for your time.